I went to Boston College. That's where I did my master in finance and an MBA. And anybody that has gone to graduate studies, especially in business schools, you know that they do their best to drive you to those informational interviews, right? Even before you're ready to do like proper interviews, because the idea, summer internship, informational interviews, all those kind of things. And the reason is because they want you to have experience talking, like in the corporate environment, interviewing, but they also hope that some of our alumni will take PT on you or be impressed by you and hopefully help you get a job or kind of mentor you onward. One of the random information interviews, the head of global operations, the VP of global operations of State Street Bank, which is one of the world's biggest custodian banks. At the time, they managed $1 trillion. Today, they manage a lot more. Basically, was an alumni of Boston College, and I got an informational interview. And because I don't know how to behave in an informational interview, I spent half the conversation basically asking him about his business and then asking him like what his problems are, like what he's trying to solve. And in the end of that conversation, he said, look, I have this asset in a third world country and this is like not a focus and I need to sell it. And I said, okay, I hear you. 2 weeks afterward, I call him and I say, I have a buyer. I have a buyer for your assets. And he said, I have to wait a week because we got a non-compete with a current. I can't talk to you. Talk to me in a week. Another week passes. I bring the buyer. So like a month after, right? Like a week after the negotiations, and I think it closed after a month and a half or something like that.
Wow.
So once again, I can say if there's a lot of things here, right? I just couldn't even pretend to interview for a job. I immediately looked for the entrepreneurial opportunity in this situation. It comes from this combination of overconfidence and sense of like, what am I going to do? What am I going to ask for a job? Like, am I going to interview? I'm afraid to fail, right? So I better find something valuable here. Let's add value to the situation. And also a bit of a delusion that you can do a transatlantic deal when it's on your first year of graduate studies, sitting in the classroom. And, sometimes delusions work, right? I can say once again, it was never that easy ever again. And of course, luck also plays an element in all entrepreneurial ventures. Because I got lucky, that kind of made me say, oh, I don't need to find a job. Let me do this
Mhm.
stuff. Let me try to make deals. And that kind of carried me a few years on.